All right, fifth graders, more vocabulary today. Now, I don't necessarily expect you to commit all of these words to memory, but hopefully you can learn a few new words that you can start to incorporate in your writing, or if you see them in a book, you'll be like, oh yeah, that was that word, and you have some clue what it means if you haven't heard it before. So the first word is abundant. These are both stories from The Ground Squirrel and Passion and Pride in the Forest. So abundant is on page 12 if you want to see it. Means large in amount or number. So the library has an abundant supply of books. There's a lot. Or my mother gathered an abundant amount of corn. It is an adjective. It describes how many of something. So an abundant amount, an abundant supply, an abundant pile of something. So it does describe a noun. Remember, you can pause it if you're still writing. Write the definition. Write one of the sentences, both of the sentences, or just your own sentence is fine. Next word is thoroughly, meaning completely. So we found the keys after searching thoroughly. It's how we searched. Describes the verb in this case. The wind and sun thoroughly dried the pumpkin chains. Is a modification of the sentence, I think, in the story. So it dried it thoroughly, or searching thoroughly. So it can go before or after the verb. Next one is quality. So sometimes we think of quality as being good, but it really is just how good or bad something is. So the jacket was good quality, so it was expensive. Or we could say the jacket was bad quality, so it fell apart really soon. After burning and slashing, the soil has bad soil quality. So the quality of the soil is not good if you use certain farming techniques. Sustainable. Capable of continuing for a long time. So we can keep doing it. It's not going to run out. So solar energy is sustainable since the sun won't run out. Farmers try to find sustainable ways of farming that the land can keep going. They can keep using them for a long time. Sometimes you hear about things that are not sustainable, like getting 4 hours of sleep each night. 4 hours of sleep each night is not sustainable. Your body will not function well if you do that. Inspiring. This might be familiar. Influencing to be a certain way. So LeBron James's hard work is inspiring. It was inspiring to talk with a farmer about taking care of his land. It's like an adjective form of a verb, if that makes sense. So I could say, I was inspired, or she inspired me to do this. He inspired me to work hard. Or we could say his hard work is inspiring. So if you want to use it in a different form of the word, that is okay. Refrained means you stop from doing something. This is a word that has multiple meanings, like you might hear it in music, a refrain. In this case, it means we're stopping doing something. So he refrained from flicking his monkey noodle. Figure you could relate to that. The farmer has refrained from burning the land since 2007. Has stopped doing it. Didn't do it, maybe even if he wanted to. Recognition. Realizing that someone knows someone or something. So the dog wagged its tail in recognition. It recognized me. It's another form of that word. Or I gave a yell of recognition when I saw the squirrel that always visited our yard. So a lot of these sentences I've sort of modified from the stories. They sometimes are a little long, so I didn't include the whole thing, but some version of it. And then the last one, obvious. This might be obvious because you've heard this word. But so easily seen or understood. So it was obvious he liked the color red, probably because he wore it a lot. It's my nephew Ezra. Very obvious he likes red. And in the story, it talks about how it's obvious how well the land is managed. It's very clear. It's very easy to see or understand. As always, let me know if you need help or have questions, and hopefully you can start adding these to your own vocabulary and understanding them when you see them in stories. Good luck.